I'm just gonna grab, you guys have another mic? Okay, so I've already introduced my business, so if you guys can just go ahead and tell me your company, more a little about yourself, and how long you've been in business.
Good evening, everyone. As she stated earlier, my name is Kyra Crandall, and I am the owner of the Kyra Demand Collection. I curate a women's online clothing line, and what I do is cater to the working woman, the mature working woman that is looking to transform her attire from work to play or night to day. Oh, and I'm sorry, I've been in business, it'll be a year, April 11th.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Kalinda Williams, and I am the founder and creative director of Mint Leaves LLC. Mint Leaves is a business based in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and what we provide are event management services, furniture restoration services, as well as interior design and styling. So if you're looking for anything, let me know. I have a small team of two wonderful ladies who assist me on my journey, and I've been officially in business for the past year, unofficially for 2 years now.
Hello, kings and queens. My name is Brittany Morrow. I'm the CEO and owner of Coily Queens. I've been in business since October, and since then everything's been going great. I started my business because I did the big chop, and when I did the big chop, I didn't feel as beautiful. So, you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep this natural. I'm going to help women to embrace their natural hair texture. So I started a hairline of natural hair texture clip-ins from 3A to 4C.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cecilia Hughes, and I am a licensed cosmetologist over 20 years now. I won't tell you exactly how many years because I'm not going to reveal my age. However, I'm the owner of Styles by Ciela. It's a salon and a boutique. We service anyone from any background, any hair texture. We love to service people with natural hair as well. So we're all about hair and beauty. We also have accessories and things of that nature. So, and I've been in business, like I said, I've actually been a licensed hairstylist for over 20 years, but I've been in business for 2.5 years now. So come and visit me, Styles by Ciela. Thank you.
Okay, ladies, so what do you like best about being an entrepreneur?
My time. You know, you get so much time, you get to plan your days out, and I think that's the best thing. You have freedom to do what you want, and you know, you can't ask for anything better. Controlling your time.
I would say what I enjoy most about being an entrepreneur is the ability to lead a team behind a vision that I believe in. That's something that I haven't been able to do at the capacity in the corporate world. So being able to see out my own visions and do it well, I would say I enjoy that most.
I love the freedom of being able to set your own hours, but I love to be able to also help people look and feel good about themselves. So I feel like when you love what you do, it's not really work.
And just to piggyback off of that, mine would be doing what you really love, what you're called to do, what your passion is.
Awesome. So let's talk about the importance of having your business in order. So that means being legit, having an LLC, a tax ID, license in your field, and so forth. How important is that?
That is everything. So you definitely want to get registered because anyone can steal your name, your business name. Can you imagine you put in 5 years of work and someone say, "Oh, I'm Coily Queen," and no, I'm registered. You know, you have to get registered, you have to get licensed, and if you are licensed, people are more prone to trust you. So you want to build that relationship with your clients and whoever you come in contact with.
I agree 100%, and just building on that, it's so necessary for protection. We often think of the revenue, we think of our vision, we think of our website and branding and all these other beautiful things, but what we don't always consider are potential lawsuits, food poisoning, or any sort of issues that would cause you to, would cause your business to suffer. So an LLC offers that protection that covers the owner as well as the business's members.
Yes, I do think it's important to have your credentials, especially in my profession. If you're going to be using chemicals on people's hair, if you're going to be working with their skin, you do need to know the background. Cosmetologists, actually, we learn anatomy. We learn things about the hair, the skin, the nails. We don't just say, come on girl, let me do your hair. We actually have to know the background. So be careful who you go to, with certifications versus actual licenses. So that's important.
And just to piggyback off of what they said, getting like an LLC and getting doing business as, that's okay, but you have to go as far as getting a trademark. So I've trademarked the Detroit Natural Hair Expo, I've trademarked Ani Organics, I've also trademarked Naturals United Productions. So yeah, no one can do Detroit Natural Hair Expo ever besides Ionica Smith, because that's my brand, that's my business. So getting a trademark, yes, it's expensive, but it's worth it. So definitely spend that time, do the, save your money and get your business trademark. Seriously. Ladies, what advice would you give someone looking to go into your industry?
First and foremost, I think it's important to understand experience is so important, right? In any field. But being willing to step out and create opportunities for yourself. I didn't come with an interior design background. However, I worked as an interior designer just based off my own natural abilities. And so aligning myself for opportunities where I can either volunteer in a capacity to learn some things about my trade, or support a fellow business owner that is successful in that field is very important. Also, just preparation in general. If there's a class or a conference or anything that you can attend, if it's just a few $100s, if that's going to put you closer to what you want, that makes a huge difference. That shows a potential employer or a potential client that, she's serious about this. She's invested in herself. She's invested in that skill to want to improve and build on her capabilities.
That is great. One thing that I feel every business should do is make your process automated. Especially if you're a one-woman show, one-man show, try to automate the process as much as possible, because, people can ask you the same questions. If they ask you those questions,
It's so necessary for protection. We often think of the revenue, we think of our vision, we think of our website and branding and all these other beautiful things, but what we don't always consider are potential lawsuits, food poisoning, or any sort of issues that would cause you to, would cause your business to suffer. So an LLC offers that protection that covers the owner as well as the business's members. First and foremost, I think it's important to understand experience is so important, right? In any field. But being willing to step out and create opportunities for yourself. I didn't come with an interior design background. However, I worked as an interior designer just based off my own natural abilities. And so aligning myself for opportunities where I can either volunteer in a capacity to learn some things about my trade, or support a fellow business owner that is successful in that field is very important. Also, just preparation in general. You know, if there's a class or a conference or anything that you can attend, if it's just a few $100s, if that's going to put you closer to what you want, that makes a huge difference. You know, that shows a potential employer or a potential client that, oh, you know, she's serious about this. She's invested in herself. She's invested in that skill to want to improve and build on her capabilities.
Are a lot of online boutiques currently that sell clothing and don't say, well, she's selling out of that, so I want to get that. Find what your style type is, who your target market is, what they like, and cater to them. Try to put blinders on and don't focus on what everyone else is doing.
All right, so I believe that if you're going to start a business, I believe that was the question, right? Make sure you do your research. Make sure you are actually contacting other people that possibly maybe have the same business as you. And it's okay if you know, you say, I like that idea, because I look at it like that's flattery to me. If someone actually looks up to you in your business, there's enough money out here for everybody, so there's no competition. We're all in this to win it, you know. So that's really important. And network with people. It's okay to say hello to people. It's okay to smile at people. It's okay to embrace another person. That's so important with business. Don't be afraid to talk to people. You never know who's next to you. You never know where that person could lead you to, or where you could lead that person. So just, you know, make sure you do your research and just be open to ideas and suggestions.
Awesome. So when it comes to Black businesses, a lot of times we're deemed upon as not being professional. We have rates that are crazy. We're rude. We don't ship products out in time. Ladies, what is your view about the industry, professionalism, rates, industry standards, and things like that?
So I definitely would say if you're a small business, you wouldn't have the cheapest prices, right? You had to work for that. You're putting a lot of time and effort to that. And I think, you know, someone who buys from you will understand that, right? But in terms of, you know, those cons on Black businesses, I've experienced it. And so one thing I've done as a business, I try not to completely approach someone like, what's up, girl? You know, because sometimes it's like, hold on, hello, how are you? You know, treat me with some respect. You don't know if I'm in that type of mood, but sometimes people don't want that. You just have to go out their vibe and treat them the same way that, you know, that they're giving you, and just stay professional. Now, if they give you the vibe like you want to play along with them, because you want to build that relationship. So I definitely think you always want to stay professional and consistent at all times, and be as timely as possible. And if you can't, communicate. Because that's the problem. Most people aren't communicating like, oh, you know, we're smart. Make a post, say, okay, our shipping is delayed 2 to 3 days. You'll get your shipping a little later this time. But if you can communicate it, you won't have any problems.
I think just piggybacking off of what you said, communication is so important, and customer service goes a long way. I mean, personally, I would feel comfortable spending money with someone who I know wants to make sure that I'm taken care of, opposed to someone who feels that their rate should be here, but they're not following up to make sure that I'm happy. So making sure that, you know, you're connecting with your clients and those around you, so because that's what builds your rate. Actually, that is what builds your rate. That connection that you have with people, that trust that you have with people. So, and communicating, you know, following up. You know, if you're going to be late, let them know. You know, give them a heads up. Everyone appreciates that.
Okay, I love that, what you said. I believe that professionalism is definitely a huge factor in running a business. You know, we have people that they say CP time. I really feel like that needs to be obsolete, because there's no excuse. We need to step up to it, you know. And we all run late sometimes, but just let your client know. I just let my client know if I'm going to be late. or if there's any discrepancies, I make sure I give them a discount. I accommodate them. I'm not rude to them because it's not their fault. They're a paying customer. So I want them to continue to keep coming back to me. So that's important to keep that relationship solid.
And just to piggyback as well, customer service. Customer service is everything to me personally. I know if I go in the store and they don't speak, or I don't feel good, but like, you go to Chick-fil-A, they're like, okay, I serve you. And it just makes you feel good. So customer service is something that I take pride in. And just, like you said, with shipping and automation, like with me, every single order that I get, I have it automated where it sends out a thank you letter. Thank you for supporting my business. Thank you for your purchase. And I get so much positive feedback from that. Like, my customers love that. They say, thank you so much. That was so considerate of you to even acknowledge me supporting your business. And communication as well. Like, if you're gonna be late, if you can't make something, just communicate that with them versus pushing it to the side and acting like it's their fault. And even when the customers are always right. You just have to figure it out and make your customers feel that you put them first and that they are important to you.
Awesome. So what is one thing you have done or you can do to contribute to the change in the industry?
I feel like just getting involved with different things going on, whether it's volunteer work in the community. I know everybody wants to make that coin, but it's okay to deposit that into your community and do something and give back. Even if you only did, one thing a month. Go up to the schools and read a book to someone, read a book to one of the children. I mean, anything. I've actually volunteered for Color of Change, the Black Women's Brunch. We gave back to the women that were incarcerated. We made little gift bags for them, so they appreciated that. It was something small.
Yeah, so I actually use an automation called MailChimp. Most people probably know about it. It's a few other ones you could use, but I think that one's great because it keeps your clients in the loop. So maybe 2 weeks ago, Instagram went down. Now, how are you going to access your clients that way? So you got a sale going on, but no one can search you on Instagram, so how else can they find you? Oh, send them an email. We're still up and running, hey! And so, staying in contact with them, I think that's one thing that you cannot live without, because if you stop communicating with your clients, they're gonna forget about you. So you wanna remain in their presence and remind them like, hey, we're still here, we got something new. So I think that's one thing that you cannot live without.
I'm gonna say Google scheduling, because without that schedule, without that book helping me book my appointments and keeping everything organized, I would not be able to make it to anything on time. So that really helps me when I use that. And it gives me the alert to let me know, hey, you have an appointment at this time. So that tool right there is a lifesaver for me. I live by that thing. So anytime I have an event or anything, I just talk in a little, I love it. My husband teases me. He's like, you're always talking to that phone. It's a little mic, and I just say, hey, I have an appointment at this time, at this day, and it reminds you. So I love that tool.
I second the Google, the Google feature. I definitely, they could make money off me if they came with more valuable programs. In addition to Google and all of its resources and tools and things, my calendar, my hard copy calendar, in addition to appointments and dates and events and things, I use it for my goal setting, and to actually write it out. It makes a difference, to write it out. You can punch it into a calendar online, but for me, we not only know how to conduct our business and do it the right way, but that we're also taking care of ourselves. So during my work day, I listen to Lisa Nichols, and that's, you can find her on YouTube, and she has short little 12 to 13 minute clips that you can listen to, but also a podcast by Andy Frisella called MF CEO, and he's just amazing. So it's several, I'm sure for many of you as well, there's several different things that we all can contribute to what helps to support us on our journey. But those are just some that I have personally.
Awesome. So, ladies, let's talk about multiple streams of income. Can you have a job and run a business?
Yes, you can. Now, should you keep your job forever and run your business? No, because at some point your business should be able to take care of you. So recently I was working at Quicken Loans full time and my business began to do well. So now I no longer work at Quicken Loans. But when I was working both jobs, well, 3 jobs. So I'm a realtor at Holy Queens and I was working at Quicken Loans. So it's very, very possible. And that's why I stress the fact you want to have automation because you don't have that much time. You work a 9 to 5, 8 hours your day is gone. If you have a family, a husband, children, that's more of your time. So you always want to automate your process, but it's definitely possible. It's a lot of hard work. It's not easy, but it's possible. You have a great support system, and you have a great balance, reading your devotionals and different things. It's possible.
I believe absolutely you can have a second job and still have your business that you own. Like she said, I would say to invest more into your business so that eventually you can live off of your business and you can pass that on to your children and so on, and build that legacy. So it's okay to have a second. I get bored with one thing, so I do multiple things. I'm a Virgo. I don't know if there's any other Virgos. Hey, Virgo. So we are like multi-talented people, and we love to do more than one thing. So I think that it's okay to do more than one thing. Just make sure you're depositing everything that is very important into your actual business, so that people can take you seriously and you can actually make money. So.
Absolutely. I think it's definitely possible to maintain a job and be an entrepreneur. I myself, I work as a project manager by day, and I manage my business in the morning, during my lunch hour, in the evening, and on the weekend, wherever I can fit in time, while also balancing my family life. So it's definitely possible. It can happen, and I mean, balance is such a huge, it's a necessity, in being an entrepreneur and also working a job. But just like Queen over here mentioned about the support system, that's so important, because if I didn't have, my sisters, my cousins, my family members pitching in to kind of help with family life, it wouldn't be possible for me to run a business in addition to having a career. So, thank you.
And can I say one more thing? I know you mentioned multiple streams of income. That's one thing you have to focus on. You have to kind of change your mindset. One great book is Think and Grow Rich. So you can't, if I want to go on vacation, I can't just say I can't afford it. I'm going to make it happen. I might sell these socks for a couple weeks, but it's going to happen. So if you want your business to be sustainable, and right now you can't, do it by yourself, you have your full-time job, but you have to manage your money properly so you can end that job sooner or later. But the goal is to have at least five other incomes. So you don't got to work no more. Your family has, a legacy. They have an estate. They have things for you. And, once you put everything in place, your family's good, you're good. And you just want to make sure you set those things in place and have those multiple streams of income.
I also think that it is very possible. I just think it's very important to make sure that you manage. And manage, I think you need to manage your time well, as well as your finances well, and you also need to make a plan. Create an exit strategy for yourself, saying, I want to work my full-time job this many amount of years, and figure out how much money you need for your business to make for you to be able to live off of that income. And then with your 9 to 5, pay off your debt, save money, just whatever it is, so that when you do make that transition, you have something to fall back on if things don't go as planned. And then with your time, automation is very important. Like with me on Sundays, I sit and batch process my emails for the week or for the month sometimes. And I can set the date, I can set the time, I can create the email, and it'll go out. I can be out and about, and I'll get an alert. Your email just sent, and it's like I'm not doing anything in real time. Because a lot of people burn themselves out because they try to do things in real time, and you can't do everything in real time. So.
This advice is
you know, do your research. Like she said from the beginning, you kind of want to research your competitors and see, you know, what they're doing. You don't want to necessarily copy them, because if you don't stand out, why would I buy your product over this product? You have to figure out how you can stand out and how you can be the best and be authentic, like she said. So if you're your best self, there's no way possible you won't succeed.
I love that. I fully agree with that. I feel like it's very important to make sure you're very authentic to what you are presenting, and to make sure everybody, like I said, you know, when you go in the grocery store, you see the bread aisle, you see 100 different breads, but everybody goes to the store and they buy different breads. They buy that bread that they want. So don't worry about the other bread that's on the shelf. You just continue to do what you do and what you do best, and people will come to you regardless. Do your research. Stay around positive people. That's important. If you have somebody that you're around that's saying things to you like, girl, that's stupid, or oh, that's too expensive, or no, you don't want to hear that. You want to stick with what you believe in, and you continue. And if I would have listened to people that told me these things, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I've had 4 or 5 people that were with me and they left, but I kept going, and I'm going to continue to go. Thank you.
And I would say also, you know, just don't get discouraged if what your vision is, it doesn't look like what you've ever seen or what anyone else is seeing. It's exclusive to you. Only you are to really understand that to the depth of what you have, what you see. So with that, I just also want to say that, gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, so this is just a quote. I'm borrowing this from Andy Frisella, but he frequently mentions how important it is to master the process. So no matter what it is, you know, if you want to sell shoes, if you want to host events, if you want to sell soap, whatever it is, master doing that one thing 100 times. You know, the more you can master it, and I don't care if you have 50 fails, if you've done it 100 times, you're so much closer. You know, so you just can't stop. You just have to keep going. And if you are truly connected to your vision and your passion, you just have to keep at it, no matter what it looks like. I don't care how horrible of a week you've had, you just have to keep at it.
My advice would be to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, who will? But they say scared money don't make no money. Sometimes you will invest into something and you may not see a return. But there are other times that you may invest into something and you may triple or quadruple. You never know. And another thing would be to remain consistent no matter what. If it's a month and you're not seeing the reaction that you want, you got to keep going. You got to keep going, because every time you start, it's going to push you back, and it's going to be like you're having to start over each and every time. So invest in yourself and remain consistent in whatever it is that you do.
I have one more thing, and I cannot leave this stage without saying this. You always have to give the glory to God, though. You know, because look, I'm getting emotional because God has done so much for me. I can't even explain. I had a stroke a month ago, right? Couldn't see. I can see. You know, my business is doing so great, and I'm truly blessed. And I just have to thank God each and every day. So,
absolutely.